Greetings. So I have had quite a bit of an experience today that was quite revealing by the leave of God. Thank God. So it turns out I am barking up the right tree with what I have been, the route I've been going down so far, and what I've been discovering. Turns out, thankfully, by His leave alone, there's not one spot not filled with His light. He has kept me, He's keeping me from God, with God, and to God. He's the seal of my salvation. It's good to keep He's good to keep me and to finish what He started. When I am faithless, He is faithful. So His faithfulness swallows up all my faithlessness. He's my white and dazzling garment, 70 times 7. Most sensitive heart, perfect intercession, most transparent before the throne, soul companion, my rock, my complete covering, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I had been thinking about going, I've been thinking like, oh, I want to get out of Ohio again, winter's coming and all this stuff. And I've been thinking about it for a couple days, and I was thinking like, maybe I'll go to Arizona. And I was even talking to my friend that lives out there, and I kept seeing like Arizona everywhere. And then after that, on license plates and different things, which I thought was weird. I never see Arizona license plates. Or I don't know where I saw it. Maybe it was a license plate. I have a card here, and I looked down at it one time, and it said Arizona on it. So so that got me thinking about Arizona. And it happened today again. And then lo and behold, it happened again today, and then I was thinking like, I was praying about it, and I was thinking like, the Lord put me here. I could feel like the peace. And then I didn't want to leave again. I just wanted to stay here. It was like He reminded me, this is my home, and He'll keep me content here, not to worry. And then it's like, I felt like it was in a nest, in His nest. And then lo and behold, maybe about an hour later probably, a friend called me up. And he's like, I just found you a golden ticket. He's like, his dad needs a ride from Ohio to Florida. And then we could hang out there for a little bit. And then from Florida to, lo and behold, Arizona, where he lives, in the town he lives in, is called Surprise, Arizona. All things. Which is about 45 minutes from where my friend lives in Phoenix. Which is ridiculous. No, from Phoenix it's probably about half an hour. About a half an hour from, I think. But just a moment here while my brain processes. especially during these times when everything's really desperate to hire. Like, what if I get out there and, and what if they're not hiring or whatnot? What if things change? I don't know. Oh yeah, and he was gonna that's the thing, he was gonna pay for the hotels and food and give me $2,000. So that would work out perfect. It was a bargain, you could say, that I couldn't pass up. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it for sure. I gotta find out what's going on in the post office, if I could postpone it somehow or tell them I'm moving to Arizona. Because I didn't want to screw that up. But I was thinking I didn't want to like blow off of something else. I was thinking like maybe I could just find something else out there if the worst comes to worst. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I'll do it, but I need to find out for sure by tomorrow. So they're like, his dad was like, let me know by tomorrow by noon. And then after I hung up the phone with them, I started getting filled with fear. It just became overwhelming, more and more and more, like some of the most fear had ever had. It was weird. Like I was shaking. It was crazy. And I was thinking, maybe I should fast. The thought of fasting came to my mind earlier, to get the total will of God here. And then it dawned on me, it's like, no, this is the problem, like what we're doing. This is what's causing the fear. This is why I was getting tight spots. Not that fasting is bad. We need to do it the right way. And I knew that wasn't right. I could feel it in my spirit that I needed to eat something. And sure enough, like after I ate something, like I felt 100 times better and all the fear had gone away. And I was praying, not all of it, but I still felt weird. And I was praying, and it dawned on me like that wasn't the will of God. And like I feel like he made it like overwhelmingly clear. Like everywhere I was going, I kept saying home, home. Everywhere I was driving, it was crazy. And like, it wasn't just that I could feel like his Holy Spirit. It was the same feeling I felt like when I felt it all day, that one day before I went to the deliverance meeting. It was the same feeling, that joy and that peace. Just that clarity, like, yeah, this is God. This is, But I thought that was so weird. It seemed too much, like that had to have been God. And I canceled it with my friend. I told him I can't. But then today, when I was done working, I started praying. I was thinking all this stuff, and I was thinking I didn't want to give up. I didn't want to live just a normal lifestyle. I wanted to live like how they lived in the Bible and stuff. And I was crying out to God, and I was just filled with anguish. If I'm being deceived, and if I should just go ahead and do this, that I'm willing to do it. And that I was repenting for all the times that I had hardened my heart and leaned on my own understanding and went my own way, rather than following the Holy Spirit in the past. But after that, I was really filled with anguish, and then I started walking around, and I was praying, and I could feel that joy again. And I looked at, there was something that reminded me of the job at the post office when I was walking down the street, and I could feel like that joy, and I remember like the Holy Spirit who's showing me that it's him, like he's filling me with joy over this job opportunity. It's not just like the natural, like he has plans for me here. Like part of it is the circumstantial, like wherever God has us at that moment is very telling. Usually it seems so natural, but it's not, because we're there. you know. It's supernatural. It's actually a miracle where God has us right here, right now. Because that's where we are. Divine providence. You can't argue with that. Yeah, so he reminded me of his joy and his peace and his clarity. And it just became so easy. And I realized that that was like, if God is telling me to go out there at some point, it's not yet. It was a distraction by the enemy. But it's funny, he speaks through joy like that, like the joy, because it makes sense. Like the joy of the Lord is my strength, not the anguish of the Lord, you know. And that's what gets us through the anguish. Like we shouldn't be trudging through life. We should be going through life victoriously, despite circumstances. Like St. Paul, you know, he laid it out very clearly and plainly, like how to carry one's cross. It's incredible, like with all love and joy and peace like that. It's real. Yep, I think that's all I have right now. But I thought that was quite a testimony. That's crazy. That's so weird. But I feel like God is really revealing himself. Like even more, now that I've been able to let that go, he's really showing me how to let it go now. Just that anguish and stuff, that was really from like, it's like a wound from when I was a child, from emotional abuse coming back up. Like we shouldn't move in anguish. On one end, it helps us to relate with others that are persecuted, but we can't like stay in it. It's kind of like if you were a smoker, so you have more sympathy for smokers, but you don't want to go up and start smoking with them. But now that you've smoked, or even if you're in the process of quitting, you're still a smoker, you can now sympathize with them. Not that smoking is good. So it's the same way with the anguish I have inside of me, it's the woundedness from when I was a child. Like that stirs like sympathy for people that are suffering, rather than just blowing them off. Like people that are addicted to drugs and the homeless and different things. But now, instead of crying with them and not being able to help them, now I could give them joy and pull them out of it, help get out of that. You kind of need both. But the joy should be in all things. But yeah, so that's it. What I found today is like the devil could take that anguish you have and cause you to run with it and think you're following God. But no, he's the one. I mean, God is the one that brings the joy, and he makes it so easy. Even my friend was telling me today when he was talking about something else, he said he was trying to figure things out, and he answered his own question, and it answered my question. I couldn't believe it. It was like, when it's God, he makes it so easy, and it's not unnatural. And it's not unnatural. What did he say? I think that's what it was. Like it's not like you're fighting so much. Like God just makes it easy, and there's not so much friction or something like that. He said, you're not fighting against the grain. You're not fighting against the grain. That's what he said. It was like, wow. just incredible. Yep, that's all I got. Thank you very much. God bless.